What's going on, guys? Sam here. This guy right here in this who's with me is Mike. And guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. This is This Week in Wrestling episode 5. Man, 5 episodes now, Mike. I got to say, I think we've gotten over the lag of the beginning push of our show, but man, we've got some great stuff coming up in the next few weeks. This Week in Wrestling has sort of got its first guest coming on, but this will be in a few weeks' time. But we've also got prediction videos and stuff, which I will explain at the end of the show. Mike, how is your week, man? Election, Donald Trump in as your new president.
It's gonna be good. And this week has been
insane.
The week has been great, man. I'm not gonna complain. The wrestling was decent. Trump is president-elect. Let's hope and pray to God that he doesn't screw the country up any worse than what it already is.
Well, the way I see it, man, it's either going to go one of two ways. You're either going to have Trump take over and America will be great again, or Trump will take over and America will die. Like that. That's all. Like I do believe he will be the next president who will get assassinated, but let's just wait and see. I reckon he will be the next one assassinated, but hey, I don't know. What are your thoughts about that?
I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for the country and everything. I apologize about that. That's a little technical difficulty on my end.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's going to be good for the country, hopefully. But that's needless to say what's going to happen after he's taken office and whatever as well.
I reckon he'll be the first prime minister, the next president who's been assassinated, to be honest.
Hey, it's a highly likely thing, man. I mean, if you're taking a Deadpool on it, it's probably a done deal.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're not here to talk about the presidential election. We're here to talk about wrestling. Now, wrestling. So we started off with Raw this week, and can I say I didn't watch all of it. Like, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't been 100% well this week, so I haven't watched a lot of wrestling this week, but I have watched a lot of highlights. I watched half of each show, so I think the half that Mike missed, I watched, and then the half I've missed, Mike's watched. So it balances out. That's why I've got two of us on here, so then I'm not mumbling and jumbling my words the whole show. So basically, Raw opened up with Stephanie McMahon out in the ring. She hypes the Raw versus SmackDown male match. She brings out all 4 of the competitors who will be on the Raw side, including yours truly, Jericho and Kevin Owens. My goodness, they are still phenomenal. It was just joke after joke after joke. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and I knew this was going to happen, Seth Rollins was announced as the 5th member of Team Raw. Now, my goodness, their team is packed with great superstars, man. And I've got a funny feeling they may win at Survivor Series. I'm going to keep my predictions at bay until next week, as we know, as I will discuss later on in the show what's going to happen with that. But guys, this was predictable. We all knew that Seth Rollins was going to be in the Raw team. But man, Jericho and Owens stole the whole segment again with their funniness, man. Like I was in a bit of a cack, like just laughing myself, because it was they bring quality to whatever they put their hands to, and it was fantastic. Did you see the beginning of the show?
No, but I had Kelly hook me up with everything happening between that and all the way up into the ladies being introduced. So
yeah,
all the way up to that, Kelly hit me up with all the stuff because I was with moms doing grocery shopping and whatnot.
Yeah, so they keep talking, right, and then all of a sudden it ends up in a brawl, right? So you've got like Roman, right? Like they all just start bashing each other, and then Stephanie comes out and says, "Okay, you guys, I want you to fix your stuff. We're gonna have a 5-man match at the end of Raw for the main event." So it would be Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Jericho, Owens, and Seth Rollins all against each other. So I was like, awesome. This should be a really good match. And then we go into a cruiserweight tag team match between Rick Swann and Sin Cara against Noam Dar and Brian Kendrick. Now, Noam Dar debuted last night. He was on the actual CWC Cruiserweight Classic and got knocked out, I think, in the second round. But yeah, this match, I don't know. It was okay, but it wasn't great. Like, it wasn't the best match ever. It ended up with Sin Cara and Rick Swann winning, with Rick Swann pinning the champ. Is this setting up for a new feud? I damn hope so. I really do hope so. I as I've said the last few weeks, I want to see Rich Swann at least hold that title soon, and I think it's going to happen. What are your thoughts on that match if you saw it? And what do you think about this Rich Swann versus Brian Kendrick? This is the third time he's pinned Brian Kendrick.
I enjoy Rich Swann. I like him as a character. I like him as a wrestler. I like him as a human being. He's great. I think they're going to change venues, man, from what I've been gathering from we'll get to that in a minute, but I think that the cruiserweight division will be better suited on SmackDown, personally. And then if it doesn't work there, then do the whole swap to the internet thing that they've been trying to do for the network and whatever.
Yeah.
But as far as him pinning the champion 3 times, they're showing how they're not really confident in having Brad Kendrick to be the champion, and nobody really cares about the feuds. I remember I was watching, going off on a little tangent, I was watching World War III from WCW from '96, and they had the cruiserweight title being feuded with between Dean Malenko and Psychosis, and Psychosis ended up losing to Dean Malenko. Now, feuds like that from WCW, if they can actually moniker and actually complement the actual wrestling that goes on in the cruiserweight division, then there should not be nobody not caring about the cruiserweight division. Because in the 90s, everybody liked the cruiserweights. It was something to keep you tuned in that whole first hour of Nitro whenever Raw was on, before Raw even come on the air.
Yeah, and it was because it was so like high flying. It was so, and at the moment we're not seeing that high flying craziness in the cruiserweight division. It sort of feels dull. It sort of feels boring to me. I sort of don't watch anymore because it's just not pulling at me at all. The Cruiserweight Classic was fantastic, but
yes,
after that it's just dropped because I don't know. It's either they're not writing it properly or they're not getting enough match time. I don't know what it is, but it's just it seems to have fallen off, and it really sucks because all these wrestlers are fantastic at their skill. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see where they go with this, but hopefully we will see them actually start to come out of their shell a bit more, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it seems like they rushed this cruiserweight division to the point where that they had a champion, they had a thing to do, and then all of a sudden, whenever it fell a little bit to their liking, that they have just like basically written it off completely as okay, we tried a thing, we're going to be done with it now, and that's not right. They should actually give it actual time to develop into something awesome instead of trying to do what they're doing now, which is not good at all. It's basically saying that we're done with the cruiserweight division. We're going to put it on the internet, and whatever happens to it, happens to it.
Yeah.
And I hope they don't do that because, I mean, look at all the great television shows they had on the past that went to the internet and died. I'm surprised NXT lasted, but you had Shotgun Saturday Night die, the Sunday Night Heat went to die. What another one was it? Crap, there's so many, man. I mean,
but
that were
like
just
the thing
superstars.
is, right, for them to actually cancel the cruiserweight title, bring it back, they can't cancel it again, man. Like that would just be like silly. They've really got to make a decision on whether they're going to have it still on Raw. I'm not going to talk about anymore until later on in the show. But yeah, I don't know. It's a bit up in the air. The end of the match, Rick, Cara and Swan, they left and they celebrated up the ramp. And then we see Brian Kendrick and Noam, and basically Kendrick jumped him, basically ambushed him and destroyed him. And that was it. We then have a backstage segment with Stephanie McMahon on the phone. Zayn comes in, and basically it is Sami Zayn was pitted up against Rusev to see who would verse Dolph Ziggler at Survivor Series. And I was sort of looking forward to this match because Sami Zayn, fantastic wrestler, and sorry, I'm losing my words. And Rusev is a great wrestler. He's just not a great character. But what were your thoughts on this match in itself? We had, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. The New Day was versing Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, and it ended up with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson winning. This match was okay. I didn't think it was too bad. The opening segment to it was pathetic. I didn't like it at all. It went on for way too long. It went on for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then we had the match afterwards. But honestly, the match wasn't too bad. I from what I could see, I couldn't see any major botches, but I'll let the wrestling genius let me know about this. But I really did enjoy the match. What are your thoughts, Mike?
Well, my thoughts are basically on the match itself with Carl Anderson and the New Day. I'm over the feud. I'm over everything that's been about it. I wished it would be a little bit better. I wish that they would actually consider, putting these people into different feuds and making it actually legit. However, on the same token, when they don't do certain things, we're stuck with what we have, and it's like a Flander Flam thing that they're trying to get New Day to drop the titles at whenever pay-per-view I think they're going to have in, Royal Rumble maybe? So, because they can't lose the title at TLC because it's not a Raw pay-per-view. But then you had the match like you were talking beforehand, the Rusev versus Sami Zayn, and oh my God, dude. I didn't watch it live. I had to watch it on replay. And I'm going to tell you this. I was very impressed with Rusev and Zayn together in the ring. And they gelled magnificently. I wasn't angry at the outcome of the match whenever Zayn went over. I was, however, angry at the fact that I was angry that, that whenever everything happened, that Rusev was still angry and upset that he didn't get the chance to go face Dolph Ziggler for the title. But, you know,
Yeah.
we'll see how that plays out this week on Raw. Hopefully it'll be good.
Well, maybe they'll do a triple threat, which I think will ruin the whole, which I reckon will ruin the whole aspect of it. I actually think this is the way I think it's going to go, right? Sami Zayn will win the title, the Intercontinental title, and then he will be traded over to SmackDown, which I think will be great for him as a performer, and I think it will be great for the SmackDown brand itself. All in all, I think it would be like a great decision for them to actually put the title on Sami Zayn and take him over. But at the same time, we both thought it was going to be Cesaro, and that would have been such a better decision. But Cesaro and Sheamus, they're really trying to push this tag team. So we'll just have to see where this goes in the future. Then we had the Shining Stars versus Goldust and Truth.
That was a really good skip there, man. That whole thing. Kelly told me about it, and I had to go back and watch it, man, because for one, I am a huge fan of R-Truth and Goldust as a team.
Oh, they are awesome as a team.
Their wrestling is something to be, something to be desired, but their chemistry together is just phenomenally awesome. I mean, you have R-Truth talking about, who was it? Was it Goldust? No, I think it was the Truth that sold their shares, wasn't it? Or sold their spots in the tag team.
Yeah, something like that. It was so ridiculous.
It was like, that's fake, right? This timeshare is a bunch of crap, and we should get our spots back in the tag team 5-on-5 tag team Survivor Series match. And it was like, are you sure? I got a brochure here. I'm thinking it's legit, It was pretty good. I enjoyed that.
Absolutely so.
And the match was funny too, man. The match, the guy was like showing the brochure. Look, man, I got the brochure right here. And the guy's like, yeah.
Well, the winners were the Shining Stars, so they are in the tag team, Survivor Series team. And then we had Michael Cole come out, right? Now, this was the funniest thing, okay? I don't know if I didn't see this, but I saw a different version of this. Now, I don't think they actually broadcasted what actually happened live on Monday Night Raw, because it would have made the whole segment too long. But we had Michael Cole out in the ring, and he was talking to Charlotte Flair to actually bring out her whole team. So she brought out Nia Jax, she brought out Bayley, and then she brought out Alicia Fox. Okay. Then as she's going to call out Sasha, now from as soon as they called out Bayley, the crowd started going, "Hey, Bayley." They started chanting for Bayley. All of a sudden, like live in Glasgow, there's a video of this on YouTube. You see like the whole crowd absolutely hijack the whole segment. Like they wouldn't stop going for like 10, 15 minutes. Like she was getting, and you could see her face, she was getting flustered as well. She didn't know what to do. Bayley standing there not sure what to do either. Like it was just hijacked. But the fact, but I'm not sure if they, actually put that on the show.
They did.
They did. Far out, yeah. Like it was crazy how the whole crowd just like for 10, 15 minutes was just like Bayley. Like it was insane.
Bayley. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just insane. And I think they cheered her the whole way through, which was like, even when Sasha came out, they were still cheering for Bayley, and it was just.
And And then Sasha said all night long. And
Yeah.
dude, when she did that, everybody just went and died, man. And I was like, oh man. And then she gave Bailey a big old hug, man. And then she goes, oh yeah, I'm single. And I was like, oh wow.
Oh.
I was like, that nailed it. That nailed it right on the head. I was like, yeah, buddy.
So
Knock on wood there.
So this segment set up a match with Bailey, Sasha, and Alicia Fox versus Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, and Dana Brooke, and it ended up being the faces who won the match. I didn't see the match, and I'm not sure if I wanted to see the match. It's just same old to me, to be honest. There needs to be something else thrown into it. I don't know. Maybe a new champion that would last longer than freaking 3 weeks, please. I've had enough of Charlotte as champion, to be honest.
Well, the thing that is, they don't want to take the title off of her at a pay-per-view. They want to show her dominance at a pay-per-view. And I get that. I totally get that. I really do. But the same token, let's call a spade, man. I mean, yeah, she's good. She's a great wrestler. We get it. Yeah, the women's championship ain't going to mean nothing on the whole grand scheme of things if you just keep taking the title off of her, giving it back to her. Taking the title off of her, giving it back to her. So far, so much, man, and nobody cares. I mean, everybody, like you said, everybody's getting sick and tired of it. They see the same old, and everybody wants something new. And this feud with Bailey hoping to happen would be amazing because not only do you have her pinning Charlotte on TV, but you have her pinning her with dominant fashion. And I was like, yeah.
It was crazy. It was crazy how it all ended. Like for Bailey to actually pin Charlotte and say, "Look, I got your number, man. I got it." Like, and especially with hitting the Bailey the belly, it was really good. I'm really excited about seeing Bailey against Charlotte, and I really want to see her take the title, but I don't think she'll take it until WrestleMania. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, really good match. Really good match, but at the same time, look, I'm just over where the women's title is going. It's starting to become just a shelf title, and it doesn't deserve that. It deserves so much more. We then get a backstage segment with Seth Rollins, and he's talking to Carly, and it was quite funny. I thought it was a bit hilarious. Braun Strowman walks up and says Rollins shouldn't worry about his future opportunities because he might not have any by the end of the night. So it was it was quite a bit of a funny spoof there. And honestly, I think Braun Strowman could be good on the mic if he got a few more lessons. Because seriously, he seems so like, I don't know, he seems so nervous and so pulled back. He doesn't have that charisma like other superstars have. He's sort of going down the same road as Roman Reigns, and that's sort of worrying me.
Well, in that whole segment, though, I thought the coolest part was whenever he goes, "I never liked you at all," and I was like, well, you know, maybe he's going to destroy Rollins. Maybe he's going to go directly at Rollins during this 5-on-5. And I was hoping that, and we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I was very impressed with him on the microphone because it was short, sweet, to the point, done, moving forward. You know, And you had Rollins looking in the camera like, yeah, I'm kind of worried. I don't know what to do. That's a big dude, you know. But he didn't back down. You know, he just stood his place. Like he couldn't even say nothing. He just shook his head, and that was it.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see where they're actually taking his character. Hopefully, maybe we'll see Seth Rollins versus I would love to see a Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman like feud. I would love to see that.
Great.
Have Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman. Get Seth Rollins out of the title picture for a while. Put Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho pitted against each other for a few months. See where that goes. Then have Seth Rollins jump back into the title picture when Finn Balor comes back. I don't know. I just think that would be the best way of going about it. Seth Rollins has been in the title picture for 2 years, 2+ years. So really give someone else a shot with the title. You know what I mean?
Oh, I totally agree with it.
We then have a number one's contenders match between Rusev and Sami Zayn. This match was pretty good. It was a bit too short for my liking, but it was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. Sami Zayn came on top. And I think you've already stated how much you liked the match. But yeah, it was an okay match. It wasn't too bad, to be honest. It was actually pretty okay. Like, we got Sami Zayn versus Dolph Ziggler at Survivor Series, so that's going to be very interesting to see. Where are they going? What are they going to do? Are they going to have the Intercontinental Championship go over to Raw? I highly doubt that, because they've already got the US title. Or will they bring Sami Zayn over to SmackDown if he wins? It will be very interesting to see. I hope it will be the latter. I actually hope that Dolph Ziggler wins this match. To be honest, I think he deserves it. And he's just a phenomenal wrestler. Like, to be honest, phenomenal. And I really enjoy his in-ring work. We then have the final match of the night. I actually missed this match, but I heard it was pretty. I heard it was pretty good. It was Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman versus Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. Take us through the match. Let us know what happened. I'll give my ideas afterwards, after I've heard what actually happened in the match. But yeah,
well, I mean, you want me to go ahead,
yep.
or you want me?
Yeah, go.
Okay. All right. Well, Braun Strowman started off strong, man. I mean, they made it like a big showing of him being dominant, like for most of the match, like the first part of the match. He wouldn't let nobody do anything. Then Kevin Owens took a kendo stick to him, and then he set up a table. Then Braun Strowman did not like the table idea, and he beat the crap out of them some more. Then he got them all in the ring. They all jumped him, and then he did like the great Big Show thing, when Big Show just powers out of everybody and throws them off of him, and he destroyed some more people. And then Seth Rollins came in with a flying knee kick to the face, knocked him outside the ring, and then they had a little bit of scuffle outside the ring. They set the table up pretty good. Then Seth Rollins powerbomb, I think, Jericho on top of Braun Strowman. Then you had Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns going at it on the other side of the ring, and then you had Seth Rollins beating the crap out of Chris Jericho, with Braun Strowman still recovering. And then all of a sudden you had Jericho I think Jericho got pedigreed. Yeah, he got pedigreed. And then Kevin Owens comes into the ring, and then Roman Reigns, Superman, punches him and knocks him out. And then after he knocked him out, he fell backwards on the Chris Jericho for the 1, 2, 3. And then at the end of the match, Kevin Owens realized what happened, and he just looks at Jericho and goes, "Where's my title?" and grabs the title and looks at Jericho. And then he just hugs his title like that was his prize and joy, and then rolls out of the ring, and Jericho's looking at him like, "What happened?" It was like they set it up so good for them two to be feuding with one another. And you know that Jericho knows that Kevin Owens didn't do anything to him, but with Roman Reigns, Superman punching him and then falling back on top of Chris Jericho for the 1, 2, 3, it was really well done. I mean, it was really well done. And then, I mean, I don't know what happened off camera or whatever, or what happened, after for the dark match for the final or whatever. But from what I gathered on TV, I was like, this has potential to be not just the best edition of Raw since the inception of the draft, but if they continue going this route with the whole show, it has potential to actually be the better show of the two.
Yeah.
Now, and that's saying a lot for Raw this week. I mean, they
Raw
usually are
actually surprised me this week, man, with the with the matches, with the storylines. I was actually quite chuffed. I did see the end of the main event. I did see Chris Jericho lose to Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens helped him up, and they were standing at the end. So it'll be interesting to see what happens between these two funny guys.
The look he gave him though was not a look of "oh, thank you." It was more like "what happened?" and "what did you do to me?" That's what it looked like to me, but I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if it's going to be at their next pay-per-view, their exclusive pay-per-view, which will be after TLC, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But
hold on. Time out. So Royal Rumble is going to be Raw now?
No. So we've got TLC, and then we've got there's another pay-per-view after TLC, which will be Raw's pay-per-view, and then it'll be the Royal Rumble. So it's basically I'll search it up. I'll have a look while we're talking about SmackDown. But yeah, there's another pay-per-view that is going to be for Raw, and it will be Raw exclusive.
Right now, Bob. Looking it up for you, man. Well, go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, so we have then SmackDown. SmackDown was on Tuesday, and it opened the same way Raw did. It opened with the men's five-man team for Survivor Series opening the show. It really does look like Randy Orton is part of the Wyatt family. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if it's a good thing. I don't know if it's a bad thing. It seems like it could be a good thing. Whether or not I'm happy with it being like that, we'll just have to wait and see. But honestly, it could do one of two things, right? It could do really well for the Wyatt family and really boost them to a point where they are back into that dominant force that they were before, or it could absolutely destroy the Wyatt family. So I hope the latter actually happens, that it actually really prevails the Wyatt family and they boost back up to that dominant force. But we had all teams out, and then we find out that James Ellsworth, Mr. Ellsworth, the legend, the man, the guy who looks like a sloth and has the whole crowd behind him, is now the Survivor Series mascot. They're going down the same line as they went down with Hornswoggle. He's just a bigger version, and this is what I'm actually really looking forward to. This would be quite interesting. They set up a 6-man tag, so it was going to be AJ Styles and the Wyatt family. Actually, it's an 8-man tag. AJ Styles and the Wyatt family against none other than man, I forgot the other guys.
But no, you're misleading there. It's just the Wyatt family. AJ Styles was on commentary.
Ah, that's right. So it's Wyatt family against Dean Ambrose, James Ellsworth, and
Kane.
Kane, that's right. Because I was wondering why Kane was in the match when. Yeah, I maybe it's because he's feuding with the
Randy,
Wyatts at the moment, because he's not on the Survivor Series team, is he? Kane, no.
we'll talk about that in a minute too.
Yeah. Anyway, what were your thoughts on the opening segment? I thought it was pretty cool having James Ellsworth out there, man. He is classic. Like, it's so they're doing with him at the moment is awesome.
They need to feed us more, man. They need to give us more of Ellsworth. I mean, I really hate to say that, but I mean, yeah, the man isn't a great in-ring talent. I get that 100%. But that dude, you just fall in love with the character of who he is, all the struggle and strife that he's been through, and just you fall in love with that character, and you want to see him do things in that ring that goes. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. You just want to see him on the television screen doing things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
my wife was just calling me then. While we're in the middle of she's actually away at the moment. So yeah, she was just calling me, but I'll give her a call back later. But yeah, I absolutely get what you're saying, man. James Ellsworth is actually. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, I found out that pay-per-view that's going to be after the fact of TLC. It's going to be Roadblock, which we had one earlier in the year. We had it in
March.
Which makes no sense. Yeah, in March. Yeah, which makes no sense. I mean, why not make it something different? Why not call it the end to end all things, or why don't you just call it Armageddon like they used to, or something? You know? Why put
I don't understand that, but. When did Roman Reigns get back into the title picture again? Because the main event for that show is going to be Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns for the WWE World Heavyweight title. The Universal title. Like, when was Roman Reigns even involved in that? Like, I'm just going to leave. I'm going to shoot myself. And then I'm going to come back, because that's ridiculous, man. Putting Roman Reigns in there. Put freaking Jericho or something. Like, it's ridiculous.
Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman makes more sense than Roman Reigns at this point in time.
100%. Like, Roman Reigns doesn't need any more titles. Like, it's flipping heck, man. He doesn't need any more main events.
But I get what they're trying to do. I mean, they're trying to make it like an actual... like a house show type deal, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like it confuses me. Anyway, we had then Tyler Breeze and Fandango versus the Vaudevillains. This was for Survivor Series qualifier match. It was a crap match. Didn't really enjoy it. It was just pathetic. What can I say? I don't like Breezango, but Breezango are in the Survivor Series team. We then had a match between Naomi and Natalya that went really, really quick as well, and Naomi won. What are your thoughts? What do you think WWE is thinking? What do you think the writers are thinking at the moment when they're writing all these matches that are so small and then still having... Like, this isn't promo WWE. This is wrestling, man. This isn't promoing. It's wrestling. And what I'm seeing lately is that we're having so many promos, we're not getting much wrestling, man. And it's going back to the same old. And it's starting to really frustrate me, because I'm watching wrestling, for the performance. And at the moment, it just looks like all we're getting is stupid promos. We're
getting crap, man. And I really think that Raw and SmackDown writers changed this week, because Raw was the more dominant show. I hate to say it, and I'm more of a SmackDown guy, but Raw was a better show this week.
100%. I enjoyed what I saw of Raw. Everything I saw of SmackDown, I was like, you're coming off a great week last week, and now you're coming and doing this. Like, there has to be something that isn't right here because, like, honestly, like, what is going on with the writers? Like, what is going on with the storylines? This is just turning into like what SmackDown used to be years ago, and that was the B grade show. They started off fantastic, and now they're turning into this B grade show, and I'm like, what else can go wrong? Like, hopefully next week they better themselves. But anyway, I was very disappointed. It wasn't great.
No. But I think that there was 2 good matches on SmackDown, and the rest of it was garbage. I mean, and I think the next match after the Natalia thing, I think it was what was it? Was it
it was Baron Corbin versus Kalisto, and Baron Corbin gets injured and taken off of the SmackDown team, and I'm like sitting there going, "What the flip, man? Like, why do that? Like, why take him out? Like, I don't understand." Maybe he's got nagging injuries that he has to get done, so that's a way to write him off. But why do that? Like, why? It really confuses me. I know why. I'm going to discuss that at the end of the show. But, like, seriously, what is SmackDown doing? Like, I want to, like, just hit someone over the head with a frying pan, man. It's just pathetic.
It was horrible. And then on top of that, the next match was great. I mean, you had Becky Lynch taking on Alexa Bliss, and
fantastic, man.
Oh my God! I'm gonna take the reins on this one, Bozzy. I loved it, dude, because it was back and forth. They showed Alexa's dominance. They showed how awesome she was doing in the ring. They showed how great that she could be just demoniacal and take advantage of somebody's injuries and try to take advantage of everything that was given to her, and the chance that she could just be the Harley Quinn or the Freddy Krueger or whatever twisted personality she wanted to bring in that match. And she actually pulled it off very well. But however, the what is it called? The arm breaker or whatever it is. And she had to tap out with her foot on the rope. And I was like, man. And I agreed 100% with JBL. They should restart this match right here, right now. There ain't no way in the world to dish it in like that. I agree. I want more.
It was a fantastic match, man. Alexa Bliss come out of her shell wickedly. Like, her whole, like, ring performance. Now, I've been dragging her down a bit in the past, but man, she really made me a fan, man. I'm a fan of Bliss now. I would love to see her with the title, dude. She would be insane with the title. My gosh. Like, they have to keep this feud going. I really want to see how this all pans out for them. But man, that match was insane, dude. Like, it was just so good. It had that back and forth action. It had all the pinfalls, failed pinfalls that, like, you need. And in the chat, yes, Steve, you are right. I'm not going to say anything more about that, but dude, it was a great match. I really did enjoy it. And guys, The Miz, I really enjoy The Miz. Like, I have been a fan of The Miz for like a while now, but lose Maurice. Seriously, man. Lose her. Don't bring your wife to work, man. It's not bring your wife to work day. It's like, come to work, wrestle. I love this storyline that they've got going at the moment, but seriously, you need to stop bringing your wife to work. You've got to leave that relationship at the door. It's getting to the point where now it's getting ridiculous. Miz is absolutely looking like an absolute nugget. And it's like, I just don't think that's good for his character. What are your thoughts on this whole Miz thing where he's getting portrayed as this stupid coward but at the moment, it's actually getting pathetic. It's not actually helping him at all.
I disagree with that. I think it is helping him a little. He's mad at management, number one. He's pissed off that he lost the title, number two. He's so angry that he allowed management to allow Dolph Ziggler to defend the Intercontinental title against somebody on Raw. That makes him even madder. He's like a spoiled little kid who wants his time in the sun, and he wants to have everything. He wants to have his cake. He wants to have the ice cream. He wants to have chips. He wants to have dip. He wants everything, man. He wants the whole enchilada. He wants rice and beans with it. I mean, he goes on and on and on with these things, you know. And then to come out and not say a word, man. He just stood there, and she's like, he accepts the look he gave her. Like, really? What? Oh, okay. I guess we can walk away now. You know, it's like he wanted to say something, and he took his head and then walked away. And
now, one thing I'm excited about, man. Now, this is what we were going to be talking about at the beginning of the show. Kalisto versus Brian Kendrick for the Cruiserweight title. If Kalisto wins, it comes over here. The whole Cruiserweight division comes over to SmackDown, and I think that is the best decision for the WWE right now. I think that would be the best thing. Raw is already running too long. They don't need the Cruiserweight division. SmackDown does. And I think Raw needs to really utilize all their superstars that they have on the roster and stop giving time to the Cruiserweight division. I'm going to 100% say that, man, because one, the Cruiserweight title, right, doesn't deserve to be on like they've tried it, man. They've tried it. It's not working out. Put them over to SmackDown, dude. Don't destroy the Cruiserweight division. Build them up, put them on SmackDown, and see how they go. I think they will flourish on SmackDown because SmackDown has a lot more time to give, you know? I think that's the best way to use the Cruiserweight division. In the words of The Miz, I do like the guy, man. I really do like the guy, and I like the way his character is going. But what I don't like is that the only reason he doesn't like win his matches is he's cheating with his wife, man. Like, his wife's doing all the dirty work. I would like to see him do the dirty work. I would like to see him do the cheating and stuff instead of his wife. It's just the same old, same old. That's why I'm getting frustrated with The Miz. I love the Miz as a wrestler. I just hate seeing him being portrayed as this little sissy girl, man. And, like, it's okay for him to be portrayed as someone who is a coward, but when it involves your wife actually, like, treating you as that coward, I draw the line, man. It's, you know what I mean?
I get it. Yeah. Get it, yeah. But going back on that Cruiserweight thing, though, man, if they do bring it over to SmackDown, they can give an hour just to the Cruiserweight division, a whole hour to the Cruiserweight division, because let's just say that the Intercontinental title does change hands and goes to Raw. It's not a bad thing, because then you have two titles on SmackDown, well, three including the four including the Cruiserweights. You have the Cruiserweight division. You have the women's title.
And you have four on the Raw side.
You have more than four.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you have the United States. You'll have the Intercontinental. You'll have the Raw Tag Team. You'll have the Universal.
You have the Universal.
Raw Women's. You'll have five.
Oh, yeah, five.
But four will be over on the SmackDown side, which that's enough. I mean, because you only have 2 hours. Let that be. You know, you can have a women's feud. You can have a tag team title feud. You could have a heavyweight title.
But then that would stop this amazing feud that The Miz and Ziggler are having. And I don't think that's right, man. I don't think that's right at all, to be honest.
I think it would be perfect. I think it would be perfect because of the fact that this feud has gone on long enough. Let it die.
Do you think the
away.
Miz? Do you think the Miz will trade to Raw?
Yes.
You reckon
Yes, I
he'll
do.
trade to Raw?
And if they let him go to Raw, they should let Cesaro come to SmackDown. You get a damn good talent for one, and you get a damn good talent on the other side.
Yeah.
And let's be honest. I want to see Cesaro take on AJ Styles.
Mm.
I'm just saying, throwing that out there.
Oh, it would be a fantastic match, to be honest. But whether it will happen or not, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. We then have the main event, which was Dean Ambrose, Kane, and James Ellsworth against Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, and Luke Harper. The Wyatt family won, and they're on a roll, man. The Wyatt family are on a roll. They haven't lost a match for a while now. Since the last pay-per-view, SmackDown pay-per-view, they haven't lost a match. So they haven't.
They didn't lose that match either.
No, they didn't lose that. Like, since that pay-per-view, they've won every match.
Did they lose the match on pay-per-view though? I mean, I thought Bray Wyatt beat Randy Orton.
No. I'm saying they won at the pay-per-view, and then they haven't lost the match. Like, since
that's right.
Because
the pay-per-view before that. Yeah, because the pay-per-view before that.
The pay-per-view before that, they lost, and then Bray's just been on a winning streak with Randy Orton on his team now. He has.
No.
He hasn't lost a match, man. He hasn't lost a match.
Because the match before that pay-per-view, they didn't even have a match because he injured Randy Orton before even having the match. That match didn't count.
But at No Mercy, Bray Wyatt won. So since Bray Wyatt won that match, he hasn't lost.
So,
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, my bad, Bozzy. My bad.
I'm sorry my wording isn't right for you, buddy. All right? But the Wyatt family are on a roll at the moment. They've won ever since No Mercy. That's better. They've won ever since No Mercy. They have kept winning. And I think this whole Randy Orton Wyatt family storyline has been fantastic. I think Randy Orton being in the Wyatts is great. I actually think it picks up the Wyatt family and actually brings them to that next level. Will it keep happening? I hope so. I hope they don't destroy this like they did with Daniel Bryan. And, man, that would just be a flop, and I would stop watching SmackDown. Like, this needs to keep going. It needs to go for quite a few months, even until Rowan comes back, and have Rowan destroy Randy Orton. Like, absolutely destroy Randy Orton.
Even better yet, leave all four of them together.
That would be great as well. But either way, it's exciting to watch. I'm really looking forward to what they bring out. But this match was pretty good. Ellsworth's name was getting chanted most of the time. It was awesome. He comes into the ring and tries to do the no chin music to Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt catches it. Oh man, it was just. The match was actually really good. I enjoyed it. It was a good laugh. What were your thoughts on the match? I'm not going to talk about don't talk about after the match until we'll discuss what happened at the actual end. At the end. So
yeah.
What did you think of the match?
Good. The match itself was really well done. Like I said, I think the writers have switched because let's be honest. I mean, the main events on Raw for the past 3 weeks have been awesome, but it's been lackluster throughout the mid card and whatnot. But just like SmackDown this week, it was great in the mid card on one match, and you had the great main event, and the rest of it was lackluster. But this match to me was just fantastic. I mean, you could see where people fell in love with Ellsworth inside the arena, man. I mean, they were chanting his name. Ellsworth. Dude, and he even wanted to be tagged in, and Kane just gave him that look like, what are you doing?
No, I'm not going to even tag you in. You're not going to win this for me.
he just looks at him like, no, little puppy, stay in your corner and go pee on your mat. You do not get tagged in. It was phenomenal.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. And then James Ellsworth giving him that sweet chin music, and then White just turning it into the Sister Abigail, like out of nowhere, man. It was just like Sister Abigail out of nowhere. That just popped into my head. That's that's so cool. Just hitting him with the Sister Abigail out of nowhere. I just think that was like awesome. Like I thought that whole James Ellsworth, man, even though he looks like a freaking alien, he's got some in-ring talent there, boy. Like he knows what he's doing. 14 years of experience, he knows what he's doing, and I think, dude, he's gonna do great. I reckon, dude. How about if they bring the Cruiserweight title over to SmackDown? He becomes then the Cruiserweight champion. Bang, you got your money there, boy. Oh, that would be awesome. That would be so good.
Hilarious.
That would be so good. So good. He'll start acting like, and then have him like befriend AJ Styles, or try to befriend AJ Styles as tag team brothers, or as like champion brothers or something. It'll be hilarious. But dude, like the match was great, and then it ended right. Everyone was arguing, and then Daniel Bryan comes out, and so does Shane McMahon. Daniel Bryan goes, "Look, Baron Corbin is out with injury. He's not going to be able to fight at Survivor Series. I've got a list of names here I can choose from. On the right at the top, it's got my name, but I can't wrestle, as we all know. But there's a whole heap of other.
Time out. You know, we skipped a whole match.
Which one?
The one that you forget to even mention.
Becky Lynch.
The one after that.
No.
Yeah.
There was no match after that.
The Apollo Crews match.
There was no Apollo Crews match.
I promise you there was an Apollo Crews match. Because he took
I'm reading it right here.
Yeah, he took on the guy that Dolph Ziggler super kicked in the face.
They haven't even written it down.
I promise you that happened.
I'm reading. I'm just like, I've got my notes here, right? And I've got it on the timesheet. I didn't realize, because I didn't see that match. So because I didn't see up until Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss. Dude, that match isn't in here.
I know, because it was a stupid win, and I don't think it was supposed to happen. The Apollo Crews got beat by the guy that got super kicked in 3 seconds last week by Dolph Ziggler.
He got beat. That's
Apollo Crews got beat by that guy. What is that name of that guy? He's so forgettable. What is his name?
I don't know, man. I don't care, to be honest.
No, not Apollo Crews, but the other guy, the guy that had the whole Chuck Norris gimmick going on, and it was stupid and terrible. What is that man's name?
Oh, Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah, that's the guy that beat him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a horrible thing, man. And the match was really well short. Apollo Crews looked great as usual, but then he had that piece of crap go over on top of him with like a stolen win. It was not good at all. I was not impressed. And you were completely just.
Where's your face, dude? You disappeared. I can see your fan.
Yeah, I apologize about that. That's my biggest fan, by the way. But no, yeah. What happened was, I mean, the first part of the match, it was all Apollo Crews taking on Kurt Hawkins. Yeah. Kurt Hawkins got a couple of little licks in and here and there, and then Apollo Crews went to do the top rope cross body drop, and he missed, and Kurt Hawkins rolled him up for the 1, 2, 3. And that's how he won. That's how he escaped out with a win. It didn't look like it was supposed to go that route. It looked like it was supposed to go a little longer, but it didn't. And you could tell it was like there were like time constraints or whatever. They wanted to hurry and get it done and over with. And I'm surprised that the sheet you're looking at don't have that on there. But that was a match. It happened. I seen it.
That's pathetic.
And I was not a fan the first time I watched it, and the second time because I was flipping back and forth through the election, and I come back and I seen it, and I was just like, Apollo Crews got beat by Kurt Hawkins. Why would they do such a thing? Why would they make this character have a win? But
I don't know, man. Like it really does confuse me. Why they're doing this to Apollo Crews when he's such a great talent. Yeah, it's disappointing. But we had after the main event, we had Daniel Bryan then say that Shane McMahon was the person who was going to replace Baron Corbin. Where is there something I can knock myself out with? Like seriously.
No, I mean, seriously. You had a choice of Apollo Crews, and you picked freaking
pathetic. No, this is just to give Shane McMahon what he wants in another match, and it's pathetic. It is pathetic. What Stephanie McMahon's going to go onto Raw and go, yeah, I'm going to be in the women's match because my brother's in the men's match. Rah, rah, rah. Like, seriously, like, this is just getting pathetic. Maybe this is a way for Stephanie McMahon to say, okay, if your team loses, Shane, you've got to retire. You've got to retire from in-ring wrestling. I hope not, because he's a great wrestler, but I don't know, man.
I mean, they had so many other people to choose from. They had Kane. They have Apollo
It was so
Crews.
stupid, bro. It was so stupid.
Hell, they could have threw the Miz in there.
Yeah. It was really, really stupid. Man. I just didn't get it at all.
And they should, man. They should actually do something like on this 900th episode of SmackDown. They should come out and say, well, Shane thought about it and he decided he wasn't going to do it. He's going to replace himself with and like have a triple threat match between Miz is taking on Dolph Ziggler. If Miz loses, then he can have a chance to have a triple threat match between him, Kane, and Apollo Crews. The winner goes on to have the fifth man and the Survivor Series match. That would be perfect. I'll be okay with that. But Shane
I would too.
Fifth man. God, man.
So next week on SmackDown, we've got The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler for the title. It's going to be the 900th episode of SmackDown. I hope they don't destroy it, man. I hope it's way better than it was this week. Please let Undertaker come back. It would be good, like, to see Undertaker return for SmackDown.
Hell, he could have been the fifth man.
He could have. Mike, me and you gonna have a pity party, bro. Everyone else is invited. We're gonna cry if we want to. Okay. Freaking heck. Anyway, that's enough for SmackDown. Let's push SmackDown to the side. We'll come back to them next week.
Hold on. What was your final verdict on Raw, though? Out of a 10
Raw
scale,
this week was honestly, out of the WWE shows, Raw was the best. 100%.
Yeah, but what did you give it, though? What would you rate it?
For Raw, I would rate it about a 7.
Wow, you gave it less than what I gave it. I gave it about 7.5, man, because of
honestly, I give it about 7. The only reason I give it a 7 would be because of a few of the matches that were just not like the greatest. But other than that, 7. And for SmackDown, I gave it a 4.5.
Wow, you gave it more than I did. I gave it a 3.5, man, because the only highlight of the match, there was only 2 highlights of the whole night, which was Ellsworth and the women's division title match. Other than that, everything else was just garbage.
Well, the reason I gave it a 4.5 was basically because Ellsworth and because of the chance that he was getting in, because the crowd was so behind him. Other than that, the rest of the night was very, very plain and boring, to be honest. So, yeah, I hope they stuck. Like last week, Raw was down, SmackDown was up. This week, SmackDown's down, Raw's up. So it's like very, very all over the place. But we're going to get on to the best show of the week, which I was so excited to watch. I was so happy. I am cheerful. I am glad we're going to get into it. NXT, my goodness, the Dusty Rhodes tournament.
Invitational tag team tournament.
To open up, we had DIY versus the Authors of Pain with Paul Ellering, right? This match was awesome. Like, these guys can wrestle. They are sick. The Authors of Pain absolutely destroyed DIY. Like, they absolutely annihilated them. But the match was so good. Like, it was so good.
Hold on. But did you hear the chants, man? The Johnny Wrestling Psycho Killer, Johnny Wrestling Psycho
Yeah,
Killer.
it was
Dude. I was like,
so
yeah.
good, man. It was just, oh, man, it was like a great opening match. It made me feel so much better about like watching that yuck from SmackDown. Like, it just, and it didn't open. The best thing about it, right? Best thing about NXT, and I'm going to say this now, they don't have a promo to open up NXT. It's hit that music, come out and freaking wrestle. NXT is about wrestling, and I am enjoying it.
But did you see that one freaking nasty catch, man? Whenever Johnny Gargano ran through the rings and they caught him.
I thought he was dead, man. I thought he was dead. Like, the way that he hit that ground,
Ciampa
man.
was coming, and they threw him like a lawn dart back at Ciampa. Like, just chucking him at him, dude. I was like, oh, you terrible human beings, you.
Oh, it was like that? Oh man, it was just insane, dude. Like, the match was so good. It ended up with the Authors of Pain getting the pinfall. The match went for 12 minutes. Felt like nothing. Like, it was such a fantastic match, man. There was so much action in it. Oh my goodness, it was so good.
After you watched it, was you like me? Like, I want more?
Oh, dude, that match could have gone for 20 minutes easily, and I would have still been wanting more. Like, it was that good. Like, I was so impressed with it. So impressed.
But then let's get on to the best match of the night, huh? Let's go on to that one, shall we?
Dude.
Yeah, let's talk about the women. Let's talk about that women's match. Yeah, right? Is that the one you want to
talk about? Then we had them. I'm not even going to the match of the night yet. The match of the night is last, bro. The match of the night is last. We're going to skip the next match. We then had a match between Ember Moon and Rachel Evans. 4 minutes of a match. Was okay.
Ember's good.
Card filler. It was a good match. It was a good match for 4 minutes. It's a good match.
She can go.
Ember Moon can go, and so can Rachel Evans. I'm pretty sure Rachel Evans is from Australia. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure she is, but I don't know. But it ended up with Ember Moon taking the victory. What is with the names of people, man, in wrestling? It's like, oh, I like fire. We get Ember from fire. Oh, and I like the moon as well. Why not put it all together and become Ember Moon? Like, it's ridiculous. Who calls that kid Ember? And who gives them the last name of Moon? That's
well, hold on. Her daddy could have been Frank Zappa. You know, he did have 3 kids. Dweezil, Amit, and Moon Unit. That's a legit name. His daughter was named Moon Unit Zappa.
I like the moon and I like the shirt unit, bro.
Moon Unit Zappa.
Oh, man.
And they call it Moon to be short. It's just terrible.
Yeah, it's... And then we had the NXT contract signing. Get Joe onto the main roster already, please.
Yeah. Shinsuke Nakamura is going to kill people. He's going to trip out people's eye sockets and stuff because he is too ruthless.
He's in... Okay, this is what I think about Nakamura, right? He's a flipping insane guy who's off the rails. His kicks are insane. And then when he comes out, he goes, I'm going to kill you, Joe. Like, it's just like the way his whole mannerism, his promos, even though you can't understand one thing he says, he is awesome. He gets you on the edge of your seat. He is incredible. His wrestling skills are insane. And to be honest, him in NJPW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, he was great there. He is even better here. Like, he is insane. I 100% believe he will retain at TakeOver, but we'll just have to wait and see. Dude, I thought it was a great way to bring in the match for TakeOver. What were your thoughts on the contract signing?
The way that it ended was Nakamura going completely ham on every freaking guy that was there in the ring.
I like the way he was just throwing referees out the ring, man. Like, it was just insane. It was so funny.
God. And then he powerbombs that poor gentleman through the table. Just powerbombed him. Like, get out of here. You're going through a table. I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like, why would you do that to that poor gentleman? Then he just looks at Joe, and he just stares down Joe, and Joe just walks away. And you see William Regal going, okay, we have two crazy people that are going to be in our main event again. This can't end well at all. So I'm hoping that it's going to be a horrible, horrible match for both of them. And I mean that in the best way possible. I really want to see blood. I want to see anger. I want to see it all, man. I want to see it come down to the wire that Nakamura barely beats Joe because he destroyed him by ripping his heart out.
Do you know what I want this match to represent?
I want it to
2006, 2007. I want it to be even more aggressive than the Kurt Angle versus Joe match. Remember when Kurt Angle met Joe the first time? Headbutt, bro.
The headbutt around the world.
Flipping heck, bro. I would love to see that Joe from 2006 just annihilate Shinsuke Nakamura. I want there to be blood. I want there to be heads chopped off. I want there to be eyes everywhere. I want there to be legs. Shinsuke Nakamura chops off Joe's leg, then uses it as a kendo stick against Joe's body. Man, let there be blood. Let there be sweat. Let there be tears, and let there be brutality in the main event of that. And that will be named the best match in NXT history if they do it right.
And you know what needs to be the icing on the cake? Kurt Angle being in the crowd.
Oh, that would be. Oh, and then Kurt Angle. No, dude. If this, it won't happen though. Like, don't get my hopes up, bro. It would be so good. It would be so good to see. Right, this is my fantasy. Right, Joe wins the title. Okay, all of a sudden you hear, "You suck." Kurt Angle comes out, right? The title's on the floor, and then it reenacts that big headbutt that happened at the beginning, like in TNA in 2006, 2007. Whack! Joe starts bleeding. Kurt Angle goes crazy, gets him in the ankle lock. That's it. Stands up, holds the title, and then walks off. That would be a great way. Great way to win.
Be angry at all.
But it won't happen. No way that will happen. I don't think that will happen yet. Kurt Angle is coming to WWE in some form soon, but we don't know when, we don't know how. So it'll be interesting to see. Now,
it'd be great to see Shelton Benjamin show up on there finally.
Well, they've been advertising it for yonks, man, ever since the split. But I don't know. Maybe they've cancelled on that. I don't know.
Because we have Shelton Benjamin and you have American Alpha, you gotta have Kurt Angle, man. You have to. I mean,
dude, Shelton Benjamin, Charlie Haas, American Alpha,
they
Kurt
can't get
Angle.
Haas. Right. They can't get Haas. Haas is an NWA heavyweight champion. They can't get Haas.
That sucks. Anyway, anywho.
Anyway,
moving on. We're gonna go to the best match of the night for this show.
And I'll let you take the reins of this one, sir, because you are the man.
My gosh. Dude, I haven't watched the match and then jumped up and down and done roundarounds as much as I did in this match. It was TM61, the boys from EPW Perth versus Sanity. And we predicted that Sanity would go up against Authors of Pain for the classic title. But man, were we wrong! My goodness! Oh man, what a match! It was like just pin after pin after turn after turn after craziness after craziness after psycho. Like, it was just insane. It ended up with Thorne and Miller flipping Wolf over. Oh, and TM61 are in the finals. My gosh, I'm so excited. What were your thoughts on the match? It was awesome. I really, really enjoyed it. Maybe it's just because my team won, but what were your thoughts on the match in general?
The match in general was good. A lot of a lot of Eric Young interference, a lot of insanity stuff or sanity stuff, a lot of questionable calls and questionable mistakes and a lot of botches on the part of Sanity, because those two guys are a lot greener than what people give them credit for. They packaged them with Eric Young and that other chick who was freaking insane,
phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Yes, and not taking nothing away from those guys, but TM61 is by leaps and bounds way better than anything that they could have thrown at them. Now, would it have been Eric Young and Wolf? Maybe I would have gave the edge to Sanity. But it being Wolf and that other guy that's forgettable, TM61 had it hands down. Now, TM61 gets Authors of Pain. I think they're going to go get it and give it to Authors of Pain. I hate to say that against your boys, but, dude, they took out DIY like they were like chump change. I mean,
I think the match is going to be pretty good, man. I really am enjoying it. They had a backstage segment. Dude, it has to be a 20-minute match at least, man, at least. And the best thing about it, right now, they had an end of match thing, right? And TM61 did the whole, "See, we are the mighty, and we do not kneel." Bang! I love that. Love that. And then they were talking to Regal backstage, and this match is going to be with Paul Ellington in a cage, raised up above the ring, so he cannot interfere one bit. And I think that is awesome. I'm really looking forward to this match, man. I think it's going to be a classic. I think it's going to be great. Honestly, if TM61 wins this match, I can
drinks
see
are on Bozzy for the next week. Drinks are on Bozzy for the whole week.
I'm just making a prediction here. I'm not doing my prediction for the match, but if TM61 wins this match, I see them coming to either Raw or SmackDown next year. Definitely.
Definitely. But the thing is, though, everybody wants to give credit where credit ain't due to the Revival. The Revival is they are going to be in NXT. They're going to remain in NXT for a while, only due to the fact they are going to be the what I would call the
veterans. They're going to be the ones who boost those tag teams to the next level. And
yes, they are. They're also going to be the where you cut the mustard. Like if you can't make it to their caliber, then no,
yeah, and I think that's the best thing to do with Revival. I think if they were to go over to SmackDown or Raw, they would just fall into the mix and they would die. For them to stay in NXT as the most dominant tag team of NXT and the champs and the ones that you have to beat to become the best of the best. Dude, I think that's the best thing to do. And I really believe they should do that. But TM61, man, I cannot say anything else like there were a few botchy things that happened on Saturday's part. Like you said, and that was only because they are so new.
They're green, man. You could tell.
Yeah, green as anything, man. And it was sort of like a training session for TM61, to be honest. But all in all, the match.
Well, Regal is a big fan of TM61. He wants to promote those guys on every chance he gets. Not only is he a fan, but you also have who else is a big fan of him? I think it's Triple H.
Triple H is a big fan.
Yeah, those two guys are like huge fans of those two guys.
I really have a feeling, right, that they may take the TMDK name just because they are doing that. The mighty don't kneel. And it like both of them have awesome charisma. Both of them have great promo skills that can be improved on. I just think it'll be great. Like if they get that push, which it looks like they're getting, like this was a spin out, man. I was literally thinking Sanity was going to win, man. The whole time I was watching 61-1, and I was just like, far out. Like they're giving him a push now. I thought that was awesome. All in all, NXT, I rate at least. You're probably gonna go, you're a retard for saying this, but I rate NXT an 8 this week.
I would agree. I totally agree with that. At 8.5. Yeah,
an 8. The matches were great. The in-ring segments were great. Like it was good. It was a good. All in all, it was good. It was a good show. The only thing, it's just awesome. Like, and I'm really happy about that. And now we're going over to Mikey Mike, as I'm hoping he's watched TNA. We're going to get some. He has then watched TNA. Well, I didn't watch TNA either. I'm not going to do any TNA news. But guys, we've got some stuff coming up next week. We have got a full week next week, don't we, Mr. Mikey Mike?
Yeah.
So next week on Friday, we will do This Week in Wrestling. Well, it will be my Friday morning. It will be Mike's Thursday night. We will do This Week in Wrestling. Then on Saturday, my Saturday morning, your Friday night, we will be joined by Steve from Flipping the Nerd. We are going to do a predictions video, and we've got a bit of a surprise as well. We're sort of starting to bring it up. We're doing a predictions video not only for Survivor Series, but also for TakeOver, which will be that night. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then on the Monday, we will then have a review show with all three of us to see who wins. There's going to be a bit of a challenge in there. we're going to actually see who can predict the best, and we may even introduce some sort of reward for the winner. But you just have to tune in to find out what that reward is. Man, it's going to be a freaking big weekend next week. Thank you so much, Mike, for joining me in this, man. We've been texting like crazy. And, dude, I really look forward to next week. I'm looking forward to it. I think the pay-per-view is going to be good if they do it right. We've got quite a few matches on the card. We've also got quite a few matches on the NXT card. Dude, thank you.
But before we go into, but I know we're doing predictions next week though. But what is your highlight of the NXT card? What is your favorite match you want to see? Besides, I already know this is TM61 Authors of Pain. I know that, but other than that,
honestly, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Joe. I really want to see what they do with that match. I think it's going to be one of the best matches in NXT history, to be honest with you. I just know they both have it in them. Whether or not they keep to it, I don't know, but I really want to see that happen. But yeah, dude, it's going to be great to watch. And I'm really excited about it, to be honest. Really excited about the whole match in general. So,
me too.
Yeah.
I can't wait, man. So
dude, I'm excited. I'm excited. This whole next week of wrestling is going to be awesome. So this week in wrestling, number 6 will be next week. Sorry that we're a day late. I have been unwell, and it was just a bit hard to get motivated. But we're here now, and it's done for number 5, mate. Number 5, and I can say in a few weeks we're going to have a special guest. I'm not going to mention any names yet, just in case that does fall through on Mike's side. But we are really looking forward to bringing guests onto the show, interviewing either professional wrestlers or indie wrestlers. Man, it's going to be great. Mike, is there anything you want to plug before we close off?
Yeah, I want to plug us, man. I mean, your channel, my channel, everybody's channel that tunes into us and watches us. Subscribe to us. Let us know what you hate, like, want to know more. Hit us up. Let us know things. And if you subscribe to us, we will do a subscribe back. At least I do anyway. I know Bozzy does as well. So, yeah, hit us up. Tell us what we did right. Tell us what we did wrong. I mean, we don't know anything unless you talk to us. So do the thing.
And Mike's channel is in the description. That is the Unboxing Bros. And guys, really do go check out their channel. Make sure you give them a like, give them a subscribe. Click that subscribe button. They're nearly at 300 subscribers, which is awesome. For me, I think I'm nearly at 130. I would love to get to 200 by the end of the year. And if I do get to 200 by the end of the year, something special will happen on this show. So let's hope we can get there. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, subscribe for more content. Twitter and Instagram links are all in the description. Mike's stuff is all in the description as well. And guys, give this video a like, please. It just shows me how much support we have. If you like it, if you don't like it, we need to know. Also, don't forget, is there anything else you want to say before I go into this? Because it seems like every week you've cut me off at this part. Am I all good to go, Mikey? Am I all good to go? All right.
Go, Bob.
And like always, I've forgotten what I say.
Oh, you forgot what to say. Come on, man.
And don't forget, guys, like always, keep smiling because you are so worth it. Peace.
Later, y'all.